So we've talked about the first step of building a culture of learning is communication. The next step that ties into that, as we mentioned, there's going to be a lot of steps here that are kind of interwoven. So building a culture of learning and growth is complex. The next best thing that you can do to support a culture of learning and growth is build consistent discipline processes. So some of the things that I'd like you to think about as we go through the next section are: what consistent trainings do employees get? What does the onboarding process look like? What trainings do employees get beyond the mandatory trainings? What consistent processes do we have to support that? A lot of organizations, so I've worked at a lot of different organizations, a lot of different industries, and generally we find the same pattern, or at least I have. I call it the training cliff. So you get into an organization, you may have anywhere from 24 to 60 hours of formal training, and there's shadowing, and there's all this intensive immersion. So if we're looking at training for time, it kind of goes up and then it kind of plateaus, and then after that, it's like diving off a cliff, right? There's hardly any training after that. You may have annual training, but there's a significant decrease in the amount of education and training you receive after orientation. One of the best things that you can do is find consistent discipline processes to support ongoing learning and education. These don't always have to be formal, they can be. Some of the things that you can do are send out maybe awareness months bulletins. So being a human service organization, we pick awareness months and then we send out a one-page bulletin that has information. A lot of times when you have information in bite-sized pieces, it can be easy for people to digest. One of the things that we do for supervisors currently is hold quarterly in-depth trainings and then monthly competency calls. Supervisors know that when they come to these competency calls, we're going to be going over not only the material, but also what they need to know for different scenarios. They can get feedback. It's building a community of practice. It's getting them comfortable with the material, with the competencies. It shows by supporting them on a monthly basis that they have somewhere to go. It's that consistent discipline process that they know they're getting that ongoing education. Another thing you can implement for staff is asking them at every coaching, what would you like to learn? What training activities or opportunities have you seen? Are there webinars you'd like to attend? What can I do to assist you in learning and growing? Another thing that I would suggest is devoting time at every staff meeting. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. It can be 5 to 10 minutes of, we're going to go over boundaries. We're going to go over, since we're in the human service organization, a diagnosis this month or certain symptoms. Thank you for joining me for this demo. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we will be speaking soon.